All right. Welcome to. Oh, we're not on push to talk. That's okay though. Give me a second to set that up. Enable push to talk. Testing, testing, testing. Cool. All right. Welcome to Fireside Chat number 200. Big one, pretty cool, but not a lot actually to talk about, honestly. I think a lot of this is, again, with the switchover of the month and the big platoon rollout that already happened. That's kind of the big stuff. I'll throw out, let's see. I think these were all prior to, no, this would have been just after Fireside Chat last time, I think. So check out announcements if you haven't already for kind of an introduction to the different Admiralty members. We have Cusick as Admiral, and Arian as Vice Admiral, Olfold as Rear Admiral, and Silva as Commodore. So they all have different roles now, and a lot of it is kind of uh, taking duties that were part of the Fleet Admiral position and allocating it to other people, so splitting it up, delegating, so it's less on my plate. So hopefully we can all do more stuff better and more efficiently. So I think it's been pretty cool. But you can check out announcements. Each of them has their own little announcement they made, kind of introducing their position. Also, check out About WA. That has all been updated. The most important thing for everybody to check out there, if you haven't yet, is ranks, because in ranks, there's new rank requirements, which you might think sounds like there's more you have to do. It's actually just different. So, whereas before most of the ranks were more arbitrary, you had things like you have to spend 1 month at a rank, then you go up and repeat, repeat, repeat endlessly. That might be in the back of our heads, because we don't want to be promoting people too quickly. Basically, the idea is that we kind of introduce people and get a feel for what people want to do, and that there's different career paths based on what you want to do, whether it's art or lore or leading platoons or running events or doing more paperwork stuff, or a mix of all of these. You can kind of do whatever you want. So, a big part of that is that you can kind of reach out and sort of apprentice under any kind of CO and kind of help them with their work. So it's reach out to somebody who's doing something you're interested in, basically, and check out About WA and ranks, because it kind of also lists who kind of does what in terms of the Admiralty, for example. So Fleet Admiral doing lore and stories, Vice Admiral doing more house, cultural stuff, celebrations, events, all that kind of thing. Speaking of which, Yormling Day, Family Yormling, coming up on May 15th is going to be our first family day that we ever celebrate. So hopefully we'll have some cool stuff. Might not be gigantic, but hopefully we'll kind of start getting in the habit of having more frequent celebrations with these family and 900-yard days. But that's kind of still in the pipeline a little bit, getting a lot of those set up and kind of getting a good calendar written up with all of those. But yeah, check out About WA and ranks. Has more information on all of that and ranking up, which can be done much quicker if you put in the time and effort now. That's the big thing. Um, Outside of that, congrats to Conundrumir, Warrior of the Month for this month. Also, speaking of About WA, there's a new guide to the WA Discord server. It's linked near the top of the rules channel. It's also at the bottom of About WA with its own section. I linked it in announcements too, but you can check that out. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of our channels are pretty straightforward. Obviously, food is for talking about food, music is for talking about music, etc. But it does give some added information, for example, about the games channel. So you may have seen today I posted, if a game channel goes inactive, usually what I'll do is hide it. So if there's nobody posting on it for 2 months, not a lot of interest there, okay, we'll hide it. So we don't have, we're minimizing the number of game category or channels we have under the games category. But if anybody wants to use it, just let me know. If I post in there and say, hey, I'm going to hide this, you say, I don't want you to, that's totally fine. Just it's trying to gauge who's, if these games are still active at all. If there's any interest in a game, I'd rather keep it open than, hiding a bunch of channels that might see some use. But if it's really not going to see any use at all and nobody's interested in keeping it up, then we'll hide it just for kind of cleanliness sake and to minimize the number of channels there. But yeah, there's information on all the WA Discord server in that guide to the WA Discord server. I said where all the links are for that, so check that out and/or maybe link that to people who are new or who you want to recruit. Or if you're looking to recruit, maybe look it over yourself so you feel like you can kind of be a better tour guide in that regard. But hopefully that is helpful and the resources are helpful. I think LinkedIn Rules as well is kind of just the recruitment guide, which kind of talks about how to recruit. And it's not super complicated, but would just ask that you kind of follow that process because there's some important information in there for you and the recruit as well, which just hopefully helps them get a better feel because obviously we are not the simplest server around. There is complicated stuff. Not all of it has to be something people jump into, but it is there. So, kind of starting off with a little bit of an idea of what's going on, I think helps everybody. That should be about it. Yeah. Yeah, let's check out calendar, see if we got anything coming up. Anniversary obviously is coming up June 1st. So, oh, it's not even on the calendar. Better add that. But we will be doing a Cure thing for that. I think this is the 5th, if I'm counting correctly. So that's kind of cool, 5th one. If you're not familiar with Cure things, basically it's a house war. So all of the houses of WA compete. So that is the plan, is to do that, and that'll probably kick off right around the anniversary, maybe a little bit before. So expect a lot of information about that coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, for sure. I think with that, I'll go ahead and sign off. And yeah, I should be around for office hours. I think it's going to be a bit later than the standard time, but I will be around at some point tonight. If you need me immediately, just DM me or ping me or something. But yeah, later tonight, I will be in certain hall. Oh, I forgot to post on Twitch. Actually, this was live. Oh well. But yeah, see you for office hours later tonight or next week for next Fireside Chat.